Okay, hi
Oh
everyone.
no.
Welcome to the Wild Season Podcast, Episode 5. Sorry for the delay. We had, as usual, a few technical issues. No matter how early we try and get here and prepare, there's always a few issues. So we have a pretty exciting week for you guys this week. We've got a lot of announcements, and including one really big one that I think you guys are going to be happy about, or at least especially the backers. You guys have been asking for this for a while, so we'll save it for the end. Save the best for last. Um,
Yep.
so another really piece of really good news. We listened to your feedback and we got Kelsey a new microphone. Say hi, Kelsey.
Yes, we did. Hello. It's worked so much better, and I'm sure everybody can actually hear me now.
Yes, enjoy that crispiness in her voice. It's nice and crispy, like KFC.
Okay.
I wouldn't know though. Actually, I've never eaten KFC. I'm a vegetarian. Um, I just hear
you
it's
don't want to.
crispy. I just hear it's crispy. Oh, there we go. Like Krispy Kremes. No,
That's a little bit better.
Rice Krispies. There we go. That's what I was looking for. For those of you who tuned in yesterday, I hope you enjoyed the Let's Play. We did our first Harvest Moon Let's Play yesterday. Kelsey wasn't able to join me. She lost power for a while, so I flew
Yes.
solo. Um, so we did a vote, the community vote, and we actually pushed forward with Friends of Mineral Town over HM64. So we had a short 1 hour session, little it wasn't the full 1 hour because we spent a lot of time voting and figuring things out, but we got it up and running. It went pretty well. We managed to complete about 2 days, and next week we expect to push it out so it's a nice long 2 hour session. It was very useful. We got a lot of information. It's great having you guys watching us while we play because we get a ton of feedback about what you do like, what you don't like, and I certainly got a lot of ideas of things that I want to add to Wild Season, and most of it is just little things, little bits of polish that just make the game more enjoyable. So we hope you guys will join us next week. It's the same time as the podcast, but it's a day earlier. So that would be Tuesday night in the States, Wednesday morning here in Asia.
Yep, 9 p.m. Central Time, and I believe it's 10 a.m.
Here in
your
Asia.
time,
Yeah.
correct?
I'm sorry about the poster. We actually sent out a poster maybe half an hour ago. I got my timings mixed up. The internet was not very helpful. According to the internet, well, what time was it set for, Kelsey?
It said that it was actually, it said it was noon here.
Yeah, so that's the internet for you. Not very useful.
Got
Okay,
fixed though.
so let's move on to the important announcements. So, like I said, we did the Let's Play yesterday. It went along pretty well. Um, We've also finalized the crop list. It's available. I've made a post on Kickstarter and I made a section in the backer forums. So that's been pretty much finalized. Once it's final, we'll make it available for everyone to see. The only thing that we're going to be adjusting right now is just a categorization. So again, those of you who do have access to the list, please feel free to suggest where you think certain crops should be. I've been trying to go through the internet and figure out what belongs to what category, but it's a little hard to get everything. So if you guys have better suggestions, just let me know. It saves us time, and the more time I have, the more time I have to do things. With regards to that, we're also open to recipe requests. So if you guys want any particular recipes, please go ahead and post them in the forums, um, the Steam sort of community group, and I'll be making a Kickstarter post so that all of the comments can stay segregated. So please don't make any comments in the general Kickstarter section because they might get lost. Wait for me to make the post and then we can keep the conversation going there. And that's open for anyone, whether you are a backer or not. However, the final list will be trimmed down and it'll be based on our final decision as well as what recipes actually fit the ingredient list based on what we have available. So we're very much looking forward to seeing what you guys want.
Oh,
So,
and
hmm?
just to keep in mind too, there is definitely going to be ingredients to buy at the store, just like in pretty much every Harvest Moon game, and that pretty much is your normal list. So we should probably add that list as well to the crops or some sort
Yeah.
of post about the recipes.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is once we finalize the crops, I'll make a final crop list. I'll add in stuff that's available in the store. So some of the spices or some of the additional things that you guys have said, like turmeric, that we have to draw a line somewhere with our crop list. So I think things like turmeric and stuff will be available for purchase at the shop.
Right.
Okay, so those are the first major announcements. So now this week we're gonna go into the character reveals like we do every week. So Kelsey, who are we revealing this week?
For our bachelorette, we are revealing Denise, and for our townsperson, we are revealing Darius.
Darius. Darius the doctor.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was actually requested on our Q&A ask on the forums, so we put him in for this week to answer that.
Awesome. Okay, so who do you want to start with first?
I'll go ahead and start with Denise.
Denise. All right. So let's show you guys Denise.
So while he's bringing that up, Denise is one of our bachelorettes. She is 25 and the eldest daughter of Larry and April Holst, who are the owners of the neighboring farm. It's going to be about a screen or two to the right of your farm. She is actually one of the most outspoken people in the community about the player coming to town in the first place. So the player will be meeting her very quickly. And as for personality, she is very much like a big sister type of person who really tries to have control of a situation and give advice, but she has a very hard time accepting others' advice and giving up control to other people. So her character arc, as you get to know her more and more, has to do with her actually learning to trust people, that they can do things for themselves and she doesn't need to do those, and sometimes she doesn't need to do everything by herself. So that's pretty much a bite-sized summary of Denise.
Yeah. So another interesting character. I'm just pulling her up now, so you guys can see she's a little tomboyish as well.
I've always loved her eyes. I think they're like very piercing.
Yeah, just like a big, just like you need for a big sister.
Yeah, but she loves working on the farm, and she has every intention of inheriting it once her parents decide that they don't necessarily want to be out in the fields every day. So,
There we go. So yeah, so what do you guys think about Denise? We'll wait for comments.
hope it's good. But yeah, she is one of, gosh, I think there's 8 bachelorettes and 8 bachelors.
Yeah, initially, yeah, we hope to
Yeah.
add one or two more through DLC, but initially that's what we're looking at.
Right. So she is one choice of many. But yeah. But I'll go ahead and go on to Darius.
Yeah, sure. I'm just waiting for comments because there's a 20-second delay. So
Oh wow, it's a 20. I did not realize it
yeah,
was a 20
I think I was told it's about 20. Well, maybe not 20, maybe 5 to 10. But still, we just gotta sit and wait and see if there's any comment. I don't see any. Let me just make a comment here. Denise.
Okay.
Comments.
But Denise, yeah, she's actually one of my favorites. I think her stuff wraps up very interestingly. And her occupation is she helps out on the neighboring farm. That's, I wouldn't consider it your rival farm per se, but it's just the other farm in the area. She's set to inherit it since she is the eldest child, pretty much. And her brother, she actually has a younger brother who's really just not interested. His name's Don, and we'll reveal him in another week. But he's significantly younger. He starts out at the age of 8.
Oh, I like
But,
Sarah's comment. She looks very normal.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite things about her. I tend to be attracted towards characters who look like they could actually be real.
I'm the complete
so, yeah.
opposite of that. The zanier, the better.
Well, we got both, so
Yeah.
perfect. Well, maybe we'll do Jessica next week. She definitely looks like one of the more zanier
Yeah,
characters.
definitely. I'm down for that.
Yeah, Jessica is one of the daughters of the owner of the general store. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and do her next week.
All right, so I think we can move on to Darius.
Yep, sounds good.
Oh,
So, let's see. Sorry about that. Darius is 30 years old. He is the current doctor at Bedford Family Clinic. Before he came to town, he dedicated his time after medical school to helping disaster relief. So he was always like really on the go, stressful situations and everything. And he decided that he wanted to really slow down. And so he decided to come to a really small town and practice medicine there. And he comes very, very soon after, very, very soon before the player comes, sorry. And kind of finds that once he starts asking a little bit more about the doctor that he took over for, everybody in town starts to act really weird, and he doesn't exactly like that. He isn't a conspiracy theorist per se, but he has a really good sense of reading people and just immediately knows there's something wrong. Um, so
dun dun
he's
dun dun.
he's a bit of a cynic, very sarcastic, and he has a really hard time kind of making interpersonal relationships. So that's kind of something that comes up with him as time goes on. But he is he's very connected to the story, and I personally, he's probably my favorite character. So I really hope that when the game comes out, that you guys really like him because I really like him.
Okay, so I've been saving this for last because I think I've gotten a lot of positive comments on the character, so I'm just waiting for you to finish, and I'm going to reveal the final art of Darius.
I am good. I am finished.
Okay, so let's reveal Darius. Ta-da! What do you guys think?
I see. Oh,
He's a
while you
good
throw that
dresser.
up. Oh, there he is. Yep, that's Darius. I love his orange sweater vest. I think it makes him kind of look like a dork, and he kind of is a dork.
Hey,
So,
vests are cool.
yeah.
And bow ties.
They're cool, but I don't know. I think him wearing an orange one is kind of silly, and I like that for him a lot. Because he would. Oh, it looks like somebody's asking about
Audio.
audio. Um, let's see. I will comment in here. I hope so.
Okay, so in the meantime, while we sort Sarah out, I think we have one or two latecomers, so maybe you want to just give a quick recap of Denise. Just I'll just pull her up with her chibi and stuff. There we go. Oops.
Okay, yeah. Denise,
So,
just really quick, is one of the bachelorettes. She works on the neighboring farm with her father, mother, and very younger brother. And then Darius is the new doctor in town who the player kind of befriends as both of them realize that nobody in town is exactly welcoming to either of them. As for the Wink, he can be a fun-loving guy sometimes, but it's more when he doesn't think that people are being straightforward with him that he becomes very cynical. So I think it does fit him, but I can understand how when you heard that you would think that maybe the Wink doesn't.
yeah. She has unreal hair. Is that a good thing?
Oh, I didn't think her hair was unreal, but her chibi definitely does have different color eyes. I just noticed that. You're
Oh
totally right.
yeah. Oh, I have to go yell at the artists. Thanks for catching that, guys.
No need to
Yeah.
yell at anybody. That's just, yeah, we'll definitely have to change those to blue.
Yeah.
I have
This
not looked at the chibi art for a while.
this is the power of crowdsourcing. That would have been a very embarrassing catch in the game.
No joke. But yeah, those are our two characters to be revealed this week.
Yep.
Next week we'll be doing another Bachelor or Bachelorette. We're thinking Jessica is going to be our next one.
Yeah, so
I
we
don't
did,
think that she's been revealed on Kickstarter.
yeah, so this week we did a normal bachelorette. Next week we'll do a zany one.
And then we'll do another townsperson as well. And I'm not sure who I want to do yet, but I will figure that out.
What about the mayor?
Oh, that would actually be a good idea. Let's do
Yeah.
that. Okay, so we'll be doing Jessica, one of the bachelorettes, and the mayor of the town. He's kind of an important person.
You know, just a little bit.
But Dragon Bear, I like her boots a lot too. They're
Awesome.
really cute.
Okay, so
But yeah, that's pretty much all for me.
okay, so I'm gonna need Kelsey, I'm gonna need you to just talk for a few minutes. I'm just setting up the next part of the podcast. It's the big announcement, so give me a few minutes, guys. It's gonna be worth the wait.
All right, I guess I'm here with you guys. So let's see. I'll go ahead and go over what the story kind of encompasses again. I feel like that was on another podcast that was not actually live, so some people might not have seen that or heard that. So I'll go ahead and need that, and yes, I will need a drum roll. Thank you, and thank you for thinking it's a big improvement on the mic. Yes, I bought this today, and it is actually really massive. It's like I was so surprised the guy at Best Buy handed it to me. It's like, this is so heavy. Um, but anyway, the story kind of starts off with the player lives in the city and she is very, very down on her luck. And she happens to come across a real estate agency that has an ad posted about a farm kind of to the south of town that is like the exact price that the player has in savings, which is a little strange, but they say that the farm is perfect, like, it can be up and running immediately, so the player decides, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna totally go do this. Well, she gets to town and the farm is actually a wreck. And on top of that, it ends up that everybody is very, very confused about why she's even there in the first place, because it ends up that the farm wasn't even for sale. So the mayor and a few other people check into some things, and it ends up that, yes, the farm was sold legally. So the player is suddenly in this town that doesn't really want her at all. And as things start to get stranger and stranger with her interactions with people in town, by the end of, I would say, spring, she finally gets some sort of lead when she goes into a physical, and Darius, who we revealed earlier, starts saying how the town started acting weirdly towards him too after he started asking about the previous doctor. Now, both of them were told that the previous doctor simply went to a bigger practice, but it ends up that she actually disappeared and nobody knows where she went. So the player and Darius start to try to unveil what exactly happened and whether everybody acting weirdly in town has anything to do with that. So yeah, that is pretty much the initial plot of Wild Season. So I hope everybody's excited about that. I think it does a lot of I hope it really helps with the Harvest Moon. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I started looking over and I saw that somebody asked about winter. We are not actually starting on spring 1st. So that should be at least a little bit more of a change from Harvest Moon and Rune Factory.
Yeah, although Someone did mention starting in winter has been mentioned before, and I do quite like that idea. But it's too late to make that change now. But it's something to keep in mind for the next game or in a DLC. I mean, there a lot of really good ideas have been put forward about starting in winter, so I definitely like that. So it's something that will make an appearance eventually, for sure.
Oh, and I just scrolled up. Thanks for everybody saying that I have a pretty voice and that I sound like a nice person. I hope so. I'm just laughing nervously throughout all of this. Let's see if I can find any more
I'm
questions
feeling
that
very
people said.
overshadowed.
You're not overshadowed. You're the
No
one
love
who's
for
leading the
me.
whole podcast.
No love for me. Uh,
Um, Harvest Moon and Twin Peaks. That's no comment, but definitely with the town being kind of a strange place. Yeah, I could say it's something like that.
Wait, Twin Peaks. Is that a new Harvest Moon game? I haven't heard of that one.
Oh no, Twin Peaks is a cartoon show on Disney Channel that's like very like supernatural and it's pretty funny. I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
actually watched it before, but I know like the basic premise. Like it does a lot of like horror stories and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty good. But yeah, Darkfire
High background
nothing
voice. You're
really on
important
the
too.
story getting too dark or anything, but we will definitely make sure that it is a good experience overall.
Yeah. Did you see Dragon Bear's comment? Apparently, I'm the
Oh
background
no, Twin
voice.
Peaks. I meant Gravity Falls. Oh my goodness, I am really stupid. Twin Peaks is something completely different. Just I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't really watch TVs. I don't watch TV. So I knew
Yeah.
that. It's okay. I was just testing you all.
Yeah.
You guys know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know,
How old I am? I am 23. I don't really sound like it. I know. I don't really look like it either, but I'm 23. How old are you, Sharon? I actually don't know.
I'm 27.
Oh, see, so he is
I'm old. I'm
pretty
ancient.
older than me, yeah. But
Yeah.
we have a
I
lot of
got.
different ages on the team and everything.
Yeah. I got a walking stick for my last birthday. So.
Okay, you might be advancing a little too quickly there.
Okay. I'm almost done transferring the next item I'm gonna show. So we should be able to resume in a few minutes.
All right, good, because I am running out of things to talk about. Let's see. Oh, I can talk about some inspirations that I have for the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rune Factory and Harvest Moon are the two big ones. Um, and let's see.
Persona
The
4
Persona
definitely.
series. Yeah, the Persona series is really factoring into how you interact with people as you progress their, we'll say heart events for now. It's not exactly going to work like heart events, but it's the basic concept. As they go forward, they're going to be a lot more in depth, and they're going to be. Somebody mentioned that in Sunshine Island. Is that the Harvest Moon game on the Sunshine Happy Island of Sunshine or something? I don't know. That all of the relationships kind of progress differently, and that's a little bit more what we're going towards. Sarah actually just asked it, is there an end game or will it be open-ended? There is actually an end game right now. We won't really say where that is, but it will definitely give you enough time to get married, have a kid, do all of that.
Yeah. Actually,
We want to explore making it more open, do an open-ended, but as of right now, I am actually the only writer on the game, and we want to. I want to be able to bring really good content. Like, for instance, our festivals have all unique dialogue. You don't repeat the same dialogue every year, and all of that. And there's only so much that I can do. So I really want to make sure that I would rather have an in game and bring you guys all really good quality stuff instead of making it open-ended.
Yeah, and actually, there is an end game, but it's actually a pseudo end game. So there is an open-ended element to it, which you guys will discover when you play, and that open-ended element is what allows us to keep adding the DLC. But at the same time there is an end game. So it's a little weird, but yeah.
Continuing past the end game, yeah, we're hoping to actually have some DLC where you could do that at some point. Right now, I'm pretty sure we're wanting to do New Game Plus stuff that will add extra things. You'll have items before you're supposed to have them, certain things like that. Um, as for children in the game, right now we do not have any planned items to have them turn into adults.
Yeah, again, it's something that will probably come in the DLC.
Right, right. If we decide to do that, that will definitely be a DLC add. And of course, you know, I think that the DLC, when that open-ended DLC does come out, it's going to have a little bit of an epilogue story, and it is going to have extra content and things. So it's definitely going to be worth the time. And yeah, so yes, there is an end game. You will definitely have enough time to do things within that end game, but we are looking into options to make it more open-ended. In summary. So, yeah, does anybody have any more questions about the game while Sean's pulling this up? 'Cause I've never hosted a podcast by myself before.
Okay, so I'm pretty much ready.
Okay, thank God. Sarah, as for a release date, we are still kind of figuring that out. There's definitely been some things that have put us a little bit off track from what we had originally thought. So, oh, somebody's saying that the music is a little bit loud as well, Sharon,
I
just to let you
didn't
know.
I didn't know that that was being put through OBS. Sorry about that, guys.
But we are really looking for hopefully the end of this year. But that is not set in stone
Yeah, I mean,
right now.
it's actually it's pretty much 90% set in stone that we are going to be launching Q4 of this year. We will not be launching all of the platforms, but we will definitely launch some of them by the end of this year, and the remaining set of platforms early next year.
Yep. So hopefully we'll bring you guys a great game by the end of the year. We also want to make sure that we're coming out with some of the other Harvest Moon titles and not Harvest Moon titles, the whole shabacle with
Not
Natsume and Exceed. But
Yeah. So, Ichi-Nissan. So for the beta, we had a beta purchase available for our backers, and they purchased the beta. We are planning to have an early access open beta closer to release, but that will be after our backers get to play through the alpha and beta, just because they supported us really early on. And we'll be opening up the information on the open beta further down the line.
yeah, and I think that we're also wanting to do a demo that kind of has the first season,
Yeah.
just for general download as well. But that will be probably once the game's actually released.
Yeah. So, so regarding the platforms that we're focusing right now, for the before the Q4 release, we have to do Ouya and PC, because we signed an exclusivity with Ouya. They're basically going to double our Kickstarter fund if we launch with them 2 to 3 months ahead of schedule. So we're doing that with them. The only other platform we're allowed to release on is PC. And once that exclusivity is finished, early Q1, we'll be launching on iOS, Android, PlayStation Vita, and hopefully, if we can sort out our licensing by then, PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U.
Yep. So a lot of places that you can get this
And then
once
depending,
Q1
yeah,
comes around.
yeah, and then depending on whether Nintendo gets their act together and launches Unity for 3DS, we'll also be launching for 3DS. If Unity for 3DS is not available, we are going to be working with a porting partner to get our game on the 3DS as well.
Yeah, and Dragon Bear, the game, and that sounds like a good idea for the game to the demo to end on the first day of the next season. but let's just say that there's a little bit of a story reason why it's really good for it to end at the end of spring. So I think it will be a lot easier to transfer to, I guess, titleize people to play longer if they get to the end of spring. So yeah, but that's all I have to comment on that.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the big announcement I was gonna make. How many of you guys here are Kickstarter backers?
I actually am. I was hired afterwards.
Any Kickstarter
Coming
backers
in.
here? If you guys can just say in the comment section if you guys are a Kickstarter backer.
Well, if it's 20 seconds behind, they're probably hearing that now. Oh, it seems like a lot of people are. Look at
Okay.
that. Yay!
Okay, so for all of you Kickstarter backers, you guys have been asking for this for a while. We're doing a pre-demo just for you guys.
Sorry, Sarah.
So we are working on an open demo for everyone, but again, because of you Kickstarter guys, you really helped us out. This has been requested again and again and again. This is a very early version of the demo that we're gonna release. So I'm gonna put it up on the backer forums and the Kickstarter post, and to all of our PayPal backers, you guys will get an email. You guys will get to play the demo work in progress. So, word of warning, it's still very rough. There's absolutely no story elements yet. The demo is still very much with under the hood stuff. There's a few conversations here and there. We're still putting together the entirety of the map, but we should have the open demo available within the next couple of weeks. We're already starting to encode the story elements. The rest of the map should be finished up, I think, by the end of this sprint. So for those of you who are not backers, you will get the demo very soon. But for the backers, you guys get it a little bit ahead of schedule. So that was my big announcement. And for those of you who are not backers, this is what I was preparing for you guys. You guys will get to see a little preview of what's in the demo. So let me get it up and running again. I'm sorry about the audio. I do not know how to make it not so loud.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, I think that would you say that it's pretty much an alpha at the moment?
I wouldn't even call it an alpha. I'd call it an alpha when we have the story elements in there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it's basically to give you kind of a lay of the land, how some of the animations are going to work, how big some of the environments are going to be, and your guys' comments on that would be really, really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. It's going to be a backer-only KS update.
Yes, so there will be an email going out for backers on the Kickstarter.
Okay.
For sure.
So, is the music too loud, guys? I can't seem to get it any lower.
You know, I'm actually not even hearing music. That's why I was so surprised when they even mentioned it.
Yeah, but Kelsey, are you watching the Twitch or are you just on Skype? Okay, that's weird because someone else earlier was hearing the music.
Let's see, I'm reading something by Dragon Bear for a minute while he works on that music a little bit. Oh, so you're saying that maybe we should have the seasons themselves actually progress, instead of it being stagnant. You know, that might actually be a really good idea for the next game. We'll have to really look into that. Right now, I don't think that's something we can really bring into this one, but that would be a very interesting thing to do for sure. Oh no, somebody can't hear me. Oh no. Sean, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so I'm not gonna have the chat while I run the demo because, okay, there we go. Is it better, guys? Can you hear her now?
Oh, nobody can They can't hear anybody at all.
Okay, darn it. Okay, give me a few minutes while I figure out how to just control the audio of the demo, because we don't have audio controls in the game itself yet.
Can you guys hear me now?
Here we go, the mixer. There we go.
Hello? Hello, hello, hello. I'm so sorry. Yay! They can hear both of us again!
Okay, let's see if I can get this working again.
Yay!
Okay, Yeti. And here we go again.
Good, good, good. So glad you can all hear us. Yeah, we are, you said something about doing something from the Windows mixer?
Yeah, that's what I have open right now. Let's see
Uh,
how what happens here. Yeah, oh, whoa. The audio became weird. I actually have a preview open. The problem is I can't have the audio on because I get a feedback loop through the mic. Okay, so now they can't hear the music. So let me go back to the mixer. Whoa. Okay, great. So we finally got the music. So let me load up the capture. Okay, great. So we finally got the music.
Oh, yay! There I am. So happy again.
Okay, this is weird. It's not loading on the stream. Why is it not showing on the stream?
And we revealed a final props list, and we asked people to on various websites to give us their opinions on recipes. And we actually started at 9 p.m. Central Time here in America and 10 a.m. in Asia. So today is Wednesday in the States, Thursday in Asia. We will be better about letting everybody know that. But I think that's pretty much all that was in here so far.
There we go. I think that's it. Okay, we got it. Okay, we got it. Oh, I need to apologize for the humor of some of our devs. They have a very strange sense of humor, so some of the text boxes are a little funny. Yeah, I did, but like I said, it's still a very early, it's still a very early version of the game, so not everything is plugged in there. I don't think we have the female graphic in here yet. And as you guys can see, we also have mouse support in the inventory when you'll see that. Well, it's not finished yet, but there is some mouse support. Okay, so that's a bit of a bug. Sorry guys, I had to restart. Had a bit of a bug there. Yeah, I can hear you now. What's up? Sorry, I had my headphones off because I to get the music right for the Twitch. It's really loud on my headphones. Sorry, what can you could you repeat that? I had to turn off the game again. No, we are having a diary, uh, but we are gonna have a limited sort of save from anywhere. So it's basically like a save state. You can save anywhere, and it'll save your state. Um, kind of, but you'll only have that one slot. It's just memory stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get off the headphone again because literally can't hear anything while the game is running. So I'm gonna run the game again so we can continue with the tour. Okay, I did not break anything. That's not my fault. Hello, hello, hello. Try talking.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I was talking, but I was saying really kind of inane stuff, so it's okay. Yeah, you guys didn't miss much. But let's see. Quick save when you save, but when you load up the game, will you lose the quick save when you load from the main save file? That's a
Um,
good question.
at this point, we don't know because the way that we're gonna set up our save files will be purely dependent on memory management. So we have to try and make it mobile friendly and stuff. So at this point, I really can't say much about the save files. It will all depend on what's the most memory friendly option. Obviously, you guys don't want to be sitting around for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes waiting for a save file to load. So uh, the way that we
Maybe we're still a little bit quiet, they said. So I hope they can hear us a little bit now. I'm pretty dang close to the mic.
yeah, and I've maxed out the volume sliders.
Okay, I'm gonna turn up my mic a little bit. This is a new mic, so I'm still getting used to it, and to be honest, I'm not very good with technology. So, I'm sorry, guys. Little echo on my end. Let me see if I can fix that. Oh, goodness.
Try yodeling.
Yodeling. No, I shouldn't. Do you know about multiple
Yeah,
save
we're
slots?
we're definitely trying to have at least 3 save slots. Ideally, we want more, but again, it all really depends on our memory situation. We also have to try and set things up so that because basically the way the way the save files work is every time you save, it actually saves the entire world as it is into a save file. So what we need to do is we need to obviously try and keep that as small as possible so that your loading time is minimal. Um, so the more save slots you have, the more parallel universes you're effectively saving into the game. So whenever you have a lot of save slots, if you've got a high-end machine like an Xbox or a PlayStation or even a PS Vita, that's not a problem. But when you've got memory limited devices like the Ouya or especially the iPhone is notorious for um, being restrictive with memory. You need to do as much as you can to not cause issues. So this will really be one of the last things that we resolve, simply because we need to see how the game is and see, okay, now that the game's running on the iPhone, what do we have to play with memory wise to allocate with our saving?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things to think about.
Yeah.
Multiverse theory, yes.
When it
Our
comes
game
to
is in
save
fact
games, it is. Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna get back to the game so that we can finish up the tour. Jake Steele, you made it just in time. Jake Steele, are you a backer?
I think, if I remember last time, yes. But I am not sure.
Okay, well, Jake Steele, if you're a backer, I just announced that after this podcast, we will have a pre-demo available for backers.
Yep, and we're trying to show it, and we showed a little bit so far, but we're having a little bit of
Yeah,
issues,
well, it's
so
still a very much a pre-alpha demo, so there's extremely buggy. So I'm trying to show it off so the people who are not backers can at least have a peek at it until the official demo comes out. So I'm gonna get off the headphones again because I can't hear anything while the game is running, and I can't see the chat because it's full screen. So I'm gonna run it again so you guys can continue having a look.
yeah, and hopefully you guys can hear me. And so now you can hear all my main stuff I say while we're actually going through the demo. Um, so hopefully we can get this up and running again. But yeah, we're really excited about it. Noise Pass, it's not going to be a mobile port to your PC. If anything, from what I understand, it's going to be the other way around. I'm not one of the devs. Um,
Yeah.
Sorry if
No,
nobody
we're
can
we're
hear me.
we're we're basically developing it to be multi-platform from the ground up, and we are customizing it to a certain extent on a per platform basis. But
Yeah, so definitely no mobile ports to PCs or anything like that.
oh, Pokemon! I love running through this grass because I always expect the Pokemon to jump out.
Yeah, here's some of the farm. I really like the tall grass.
Yeah, that's why Pokemon.
Dun, dun, dun. And I'm so glad people can hear me now make really stupid music about Pokemon while we're going through this. Oh, and we're into the next area, so this is kind of like the outskirts of town. There's gonna be a few things here, and I'm not actually sure if
Oh,
this
whoa,
is,
big bug.
final placement. I did not realize that you can enter a store that way, Sharon.
How did I enter the store?
That is a great question.
No, I went through the door. Right?
I don't remember. It didn't look like it.
Okay, on my screen it did.
Now you went to a wall.
Yeah, that was a weird bug. I don't know why that's happening.
Sorry, our audio apparently cut out a little. No, the saves will be by system to system basis. So there's not really going to be necessarily any disadvantages for, say, a PC player because of mobile, but we might add, a diary to help with everything along.
Yeah, I mean, we also have to take something into consideration. We are trying to make the game as cross-platform as possible. So we wanna, as much as possible, we wanna allow you to start playing on your mobile, continue on your PC, continue on your PS Vita, your tablet, etc. So we also need to take that into consideration.
But yeah, here's some of town. I think that we're still doing a little bit work on some placements of things, but this is kind of a general outline of how it's going to look a little bit. But I love our stained glass window on the church. It looks great. And I think maybe you can sit there. I'm not sure. Yes, there will be a stamina fatigue system. And we are hoping to have same saves across platform. That's really one of the reasons why we're trying to make it as multi-platform as necessary. So, yeah. Now we're running kind of into nothingness. Woo!
Okay, so I just found another major bug. When you try and go up these stairs, you basically fall through them and get stuck in the underworld.
Oh, good.
I'm stuck. Okay,
Yeah,
time.
so as you can see, when we say that this is pre, it's definitely pre. Actually, yeah, that's a good question, Sharon. Are we doing a 24-hour clock or a 12-hour clock?
What do you mean? As in, like, I don't understand the
Because
question.
it says it's 14:20 p.m. right now.
Yeah?
And they're asking if it should be if we're either doing a 24-hour clock, which means that PM shouldn't even be there in the first place, or
Yeah.
if we're doing a 12-hour clock.
I need to speak to the devs about that. I want to have both.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would actually be a nice thing to switch between.
Yeah, you can just change it in the options.
But yeah, we'll definitely make sure PM is out of there for the 24-hour clock.
Yeah, yeah.
That is really redundant. But there's our lovely splash screen again. Love our splash screen. It's
Pokemon!
great. Yeah, let's choose the mail this time so it's not confusing when suddenly the mail comes up. Yeah, that was Edward down there just now. He's one of our bachelors. We're gonna be probably revealing him at a later time.
Hey, Kelsey, you want to show them the betting minigame?
Sure. Is that for the horse races?
Yes. Actually, we were so excited in the office when we developed this mechanic. We actually started doing actual horse bets in the office. We spent like good. We put real money down. We spent about 2 hours, and we were just betting on the horses. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, I wish I could have been there. But
Wait, why isn't it letting me bet?
halfway across the world.
There we go. Got it working.
But one of the features actually is that there are 2 horse races a year instead of 1, like in other in Harvest Moon games in general. I don't know why I say other Harvest Moon games. This isn't a Harvest Moon game. But we're also doing 2 dog races as well. So there will be a race every season. So people who like to bet, you can bet.
Yeah.
As for picking up the chicken, I'm sure that's going to be available.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna try and do that after the race.
Oh, thank you for loving us, Dark Pirate.
Oh, and one thing as well, we want to try and have a horse racing, so you can raise multiple horses. A horse racing mechanic similar to the Chocobo one in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and I know personally in Harvest Moon 3 for the Game Boy Color, you could like actually breed your horses a little bit, and it seemed like you could get more money depending on how many races the parents won. There was some weird mechanic with that I thought was really cool, and I think that's like, I don't know about the money part, but at least the breeding part seems to be something we're really going for. But I like Britney Spears. I didn't even see these. I love I love puns. All of our cookbooks are actually puns too, so look out for that. I apologize in advance. Tales of Hazard, at least right now, Sean and I have not made like a final decision on this, but we want to do specific ones. I think for characters, just like, you know, an individual's sexuality and gender is really important to them. I think it should be really important to a character as well to make them fully fleshed. So right now I would have it as specifics, but we're still in talks for that right now.
Yeah, because we, you know, if we do make it non-gender specific, we want to be able to also write good stories for both sides of the gender. So it may change in a DLC. Again, it simply depends on whether we have the time to develop both sides of the story.
Right. But I know I personally like in Dragon Age and such that there's a little bit more specificity
Oh,
to it.
okay, so it looks like the horse races are not working that well. It kind of kicked me out.
But that's the screen for it, and it looks pretty good. Yes, your character can be any sexuality that you want. To turn on, turn off specific ones. You know, that would be hard. I would hate to invest so much writing time, to having it one thing. Let's see, well. But yeah, I'm personally going for specifics, so we'll definitely have to talk about that and we'll get back to you guys. But, okay, horse races. Age differences, I would say that everybody who's a bachelor and a bachelorette is within at least like 7 years of you. I kind of have the player as like 23, 24. I think the youngest love interest is 19 and the oldest one is 28. So there's definitely some variations in age of the love interests. And Dragon Bear, I think that yeah, that might be a DLC option for later, depending on what we go with. But we'll definitely have to see. But yeah, Harvest Moon games for sure. Definitely limit you to only to being straight and everybody being straight, and that's just not how the world works. And
Okay.
it's one of the reasons that
Okay, so it looks like the horse races are not working.
Yeah,
I
they're not
will need to
working.
talk to the devs and figure out why. But
oh
I'm
yeah, and the oldest one's 28. Sorry, go on, Sean.
yeah. So I'm just gonna finish up by showing some of the atmospheric effects. There we go. That's what the rain looks like.
Oh, I see the splash screen. Maybe the rain will come up here in just a second. Yeah, so Cougar is an older person that goes after a younger person. Yeah, we definitely are sticking to kind of that 7-year interest. Maybe in a later game we might go outside of that, but right now, yeah, that's how it's going.
Okay, so I'm changing over the seasons as well. So this is now summer. Okay, the autumn music is not yet here. That will be in the next version. And then let's go to winter.
But to be honest, I'm not sure how much age is necessarily going to factor into some things. There's definitely, for instance, Jessica, who we're going to be revealing next week. She's 22 and actually just
Darn
graduated
it.
college, so there is some story elements that have to be changed. But here's what's our
There we go. I don't know if you guys can see it snowing.
Try to pick up the chick.
I'm trying. I don't think it's in this version. You definitely can pick up the chick. I've seen the devs do it, but I'm guessing maybe it's not mapped out yet. The problem is with development, at any point in development, we have like 5 different versions of the game happening in parallel, with each developer working on a different feature set. Yeah, I am stuck. With a different developer working on a different feature set. So one day I'm seeing one version, next day I'm seeing another version, and every month or so we sort of get together and we just merge what everyone's working on. So the version that has the functionality where you can pick up the chick might be with another developer. So yeah.
As for somebody asked about how many bachelors and bachelorettes there are, there's a total of 16. As for which ones go with which, I can't necessarily say right now, but there are 16. So there's definitely a lot of options, for sure. The white ground seem a little bright. Sharon, what do you think about that? Somebody says that it might be a little bright.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm also not happy with the way that the ground looks in summer as well. I also feel it's quite bright, but these are our sort of final polish things that we do closer towards the end, because it's just a matter of fixing the hue and stuff in development in the game engine. So those are things that will be tweaked much closer to the release of the game.
Yeah, and all of these comments are really great. And once the backers can download the demo, we definitely want to hear your comments, both good and bad, on it, so that we can work towards getting this to be the best
Yeah.
game it can be.
Yeah, we've actually prepared a feedback form for you guys. So any comments, please put them into the feedback form so that they go into our database. Oh, I don't think people can hear me.
Oh, I like our Quickfire Games logo too. That's one of the things when I first started, I was like, oh, that looks so nice.
Okay, can people hear me? Yeah. So as I was saying, Um, what was I saying?
Well, in the meantime, while you're
Y-
thinking of
Oh
that,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
So
mentioned that snow
I was
tweet.
talking about the feedback form. So yeah, so we'll have a feedback form with the demo, so you guys can give the feedback through the form. That way, it doesn't get lost through emails or sort of all of the wrong places. We just sort of want to have one centralized place where we can go through the feedback. It just makes it easier for us, the designers, as well as the developers.
Yep, and we definitely want to hear all of that. So use it. But yeah, anything else planned, Sharon?
No, that's pretty much it. That was a big announcement for today.
So yes, we will have that uploaded pretty soon for backers, and I will actually stay around for a few minutes on the chat and answer any questions that maybe we missed or anything like that. So I will definitely answer
Yeah.
those.
Just to answer a couple of questions. Yes, you did miss the marriage candidate. We did it earlier in the show. We talked about Denise. I'll just pull her up again quickly. Denise. Oh, okay. So while I pull her up, I have a really bad joke for everyone. You guys can answer it in the comments. So this mom, she's pregnant. She's about to give labor, and she's about to go into labor, and she needs to get rushed to the hospital. So she tries to get in touch with her husband. She can't get through. She gets to the hospital. They put her under anesthesia. She gives birth, and when she wakes up, she's there alone, and so the nurse comes with the children. She says, oh, you were passed out for like 2 days, so your brother actually came, and he actually named your kids for you. So the woman's like, oh my god, she thinks her brother's a bit of an idiot, so she's quite worried at the names that he's given the children. So she asks, okay, what are the names of my kids? What did he name them? Just give me the damage. So the nurse says, oh, well, you had twins, and he named the girl Denise. So the mom is like, oh, okay, Denise is quite nice. It's not a bad name. Then she asked, oh, and what did she name my son? And the nurse said, the nephew. Yeah, bad joke, like I said. Denise and the nephew.
But yeah, sorry everybody who's upset about Darius. Yes, there's reasons why he's not a bachelor that I can't really say right now because they kind of pertain to story stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you who missed it, here's Denise. The nephew. I have it stuck in my head now.
I just got it.
You just got the joke?
I was answering something while you said it, and then I started thinking about it later, and I was like, oh, I get it now. Oh, there's Denise. Hi, Denise.
Yeah, I particularly enjoy bad jokes.
Me too. It's kind of bad. But yes, and her chibi art does have different color eyes, we realize now. So we will be changing that. They will be teal blue. So sorry about that.
Okay, so that's pretty much it.
Yep. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We're sorry again for all the technical issues. We're still a little new to this, and we unfortunately don't have somebody to run all of the podcast stuff for us while we're talking. So it makes it a little bit difficult on Sharon sometimes. So sorry about that. And thank you so much.
Yeah, and for those of you who are not, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. We're on everything. I'll post
Yep.
the link. Well, if you're watching the YouTube video, I'll post the links on below. Yes. So we normally try and post up the videos within 24 to 48 hours. So we normally try and get it on So I'm streaming here Thursday morning. I like to get it on by Friday night, Saturday night latest my time.
Oh, really quick, where's the feedback form?
I will post the details in the backer forums, Kickstarter update, and PayPal email.
All right, great. And I will stay behind for a little bit and answer any questions if anybody has them. So, I think that's it. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. I'll be in the chat as well to answer any questions as well.
Yeah, but he knows more about the dev stuff than I do, so that'll probably be good.
All right, bye
All right,
guys.
good
Thanks for
night.
tuning in. Bye.
Bye.